All right, thanks for tuning in. Got the practice recap for a Monday, 49ers in pads for the first time, and really probably the most interesting practice thus far of training camp. And as the headline suggests, a couple of rookies I think really stood out. One in particular, and it was something where I was taking notes and I still haven't committed to absolute 100% memory the numbers of all those young defensive linemen, but I kept writing down number 99, and it was CJ West. And what got me really looking at him during the one-on-one portions of these padded practice was he did this kind of inside move on Dominic Pooney and just blew right past him. And as we recall, Dominic Pooney is a really good player. He had a great rookie season, a all-rookie selection consensus, but CJ West, the fourth-round pick from Indiana, a guy that also impressed during the offseason program. I remember on 49ers Talk with me and Jennifer talking about just his sense of urgency of just getting off the ball and just playing hard, snap to whistle. And he showed up in these one-on-one sessions. So CJ West continually beat his guy with the inside move, the quickness, really good technique, getting to the, quote unquote quarterback. It's just one-on-one kinds of situations. Robert Saleh, when asked about CJ West's bull rush, talked about, he's a fire hydrant. And he said he's going to be fine. He really likes what he's seeing from CJ West. Another rookie that caught my eye, and I think the door now is open for the defensive backs with Renardo Green being out for a couple of weeks with the hamstring injury. Renardo is somebody who needs those reps, and he had a really good practice on Saturday before going down with a hamstring injury or removing himself from that practice with a hamstring injury. So what that's done is that has enabled, as Robert Saleh said, a wide open competition for that number 3 cornerback, Darrell Luter on the outside, Trey Brown on the outside, but it's also given Upton Stout, the rookie draft pick, third-round pick from Western Kentucky, more plays with the number 1 defense at nickelback. Trey Brown has been working at nickelback with the ones. Now that Green is out, he's being moved more to the outside. So Upton Stout had a really good rep as the 49ers are finding that he is a smart guy. They can put a lot on his plate. In the words of Saleh, it's not too big for him. And so, you have this big guy in CJ West. You have a much smaller guy in Upton Stout. But Upton Stout made a play at the right sideline in practice on Monday where he broke up a pass from Brock Purdy to Ricky Pearsall. A lot to get to in this practice, and I don't know if I'll be able to recite it all off of memory, but Brock Purdy completed fewer than 50% of his passes, some really good defensive plays. The defense kind of ran the show on this particular day as Brock Purdy goes out to practice after the announcement early in the morning from his wife, Jenna, that they have a new baby girl. Is there any other kind of a baby other than a new one? Millie Jolene Purdy. So Brock Purdy, who signed for 265 millies in the offseason, now has a daughter named Millie. Yes, that's a dad joke. I'm allowed because I'm a dad. Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, and others, they'll be learning the whole dad joke routine as time goes on. One interception on the day. It was a really good defensive play by Jason Pinnock to break up a pass intended, Brock Purdy pass intended for Kittle. Ball deflected up in the air. D. Winters got the pick. D. Winters also made his status known early in camp when he absolutely leveled Isaac Guerendo. Padded practice, but no tackling to the ground. But they're allowed to just pop and release. And when D. Winters popped Guerendo went popping and flopping to the ground. Early in practice, talk about Kittle and Purdy. Those two hooked up on what would have been, or maybe not would have been, a long pass play. Ended up going toward the crowd at the 49ers practice facility, the crowd cheering. But it was this play where Kittle caught the ball near the sideline, turned upfield, and was just warding off defensive backs, Jair Brown, Jason Pinnock. So, those guys probably could have tackled him after about a 20 or 30-yard gain. But Kittle, again, you're not allowed to tackle to the ground in 49ers practice. So he just kept kind of fending them off and ran to the sideline, and the crowd very thrilled about that. Who else? I thought Russell Gage, again, had a pretty good day, made a highly contested catch against Trey Brown. I saw a lot of Nick Bosa out there getting to the quarterback. It was, again, there was a lot going on, mostly from the defense. Jacob Robinson, keep an eye on him, undrafted rookie from BYU. He had a good pass breakup as well. A lot going on in 49ers practice. The guy that I've been talking about, Isaiah Nayor, a couple of pass receptions. Nayor is wearing number 14. Tanner Mordecai, the third-string quarterback for the 49ers, is also wearing 14. So writing down the connection in my notepad of 14 to 14, that takes a little getting used to. Christian McCaffrey had a catch, also ran the ball, and just, again, looks sharp, looks like he's springy. He's got good burst. So it'll be interesting to see, how this training camp develops for him. I can't imagine he's going to play in a preseason game, but, a lot of these guys, the veterans, will certainly get tons of reps, and they'll get basically, a full game, if not more, in those joint practices. The first joint practice the 49ers have is August 7th against the Denver Broncos right here in Santa Clara, followed up by a week later, 49ers joint practice in Las Vegas against the Raiders. And that's when the 49ers expect Jacob Cowing back. That's when they expect Renardo Green back, or at least they're hoping. Also, Juwan Jennings, who left practice on Sunday with a calf injury, not out there on the practice field. That is certainly a reason for concern, as the 49ers, really, it's wide open at the wide receiver position, wide open at the cornerback position. And speaking of cornerbacks and wide receivers, the 49ers did officially sign Eli Apple, the veteran, to a 1-year contract. 6 different teams and 9 seasons for him. He's battling for a roster spot, probably a little bit of an uphill climb for him. But in order for the 49ers to create that roster spot for Eli Apple, they had to release someone. They released Quintez Cephas, who was just signed to the team on Thursday. So he's a wide receiver. So Quintez Cephas, not all that long for the 49ers, just here a few days. One note, Teron Jackson, a defensive end who was injured in practice on Sunday and left the field on a gurney. Very scary moment. I wasn't out here, but Jennifer told me it was really scary, and a lot of concern about Teron Jackson. He was released from the hospital last night. He's at the 49ers facility. No word, but it was that neck and head situation in that area. But back here, the team is continuing to evaluate him. He was released from the hospital Sunday night, so he didn't spend the night in the hospital. So good news there, all things looking positive for Teron Jackson. What else is there to talk about? Jordan James, the rookie running back from Oregon, showed some really nice ability on a wheel route, getting open down the field against the coverage of Stone Blanton. So he made a nice play, showing that he can be used as a wide receiver. That's one of the things 49ers liked about him when they drafted him, was that they thought that maybe he had some real special ability as a pass catcher that didn't necessarily show up in the college game. Also, kind of a fun matchup. There was a play where Bosa just comes uncontested off the right edge to the offense's left. Purdy spun around, got around him, and then looked down the field, and Kyle Juszczyk was wide open. Purdy threw it out there, and Juszczyk said that he was wide open. He knew, that it was going to be an easy catch for him down the field, the old tight end from Harvard. But he said it's Fred Warner. And so with Fred Warner, the thing that stands out to him, I asked him about this. What is it, when you're going up against Fred Warner in practice, what kind of stands out? And he said the closing speed. He said that the fact that Warner was able to close so much ground and make that a contested catch. It really says a lot about him and makes him unique. Now, Juszczyk made the catch, but he was ruled out of bounds. All right. I think that's about it that I can hit on. But again, the rookies showing up on the first day of practice. One thing about Stout that Jason Pinnock said, he's a dog. He's a dog. Whenever you hear a veteran player talk about a rookie like that, you know that he's doing all the right things behind the scenes as well to get prepared and to help the team. So day one, good day for the rookies. And it'll be fun to see how these guys progress and how they develop and how they're able to take their games, or where they're able to take their games from here. So that's a quick rundown from this day of practice. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back here probably tomorrow.